There's nothing wrong with stretching the truth. We stretch taffy, and that just makes it more delicious.
Life is all about becoming a better version of yourself. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose.
When I was born, the doctor slit my throat to see if I could talk. Fairness does not mean everyone gets the same. Fairness means everyone gets what they need. The most believable lies are the ones that are at least a little bit true. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself.
We are good to others only because we think that that is or will be good for us.
The summit of happiness is reached when a person is ready to be what he is.
Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. The elegance under pressure is the result of fearlessness. Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination.
Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes.
Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. We may be small and we may be young, but we will shake the world for our beliefs. The way to screw up somebody's life is to give them what they want.
I have learned now that while those who speak about one's miseries usually hurt, those who keep silence hurt more. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Believe in sudden shifts in life. You never know what is coming for you. You are a wonderful creation. You know more than you think you know, just as you know less than you want to know. How hurtful it can be to deny one's true self and live a life of lies just to appease others. Perhaps the logical conclusion of everyone looking the same is everyone thinking the same. What a waste my life would be without all the beautiful mistakes I've made. Play around, dive into absurdity and write. Take chances. You will succeed if you're fearless of failure. Because even if the lie is beautiful, the truth is what you face in the end. The splendid thing about falling apart silently is that you can start over as many times as you like.
I'm glad I see with my eyes and not the pages I've read. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday.
Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong. You do not immortalize the lost by writing about them. Language buries but does not resurrect. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good. The reason birds can fly and we can't is simply because they have perfect faith. For to have faith is to have wings.
Faster, faster, until the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death.
Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. They blossomed. They did not talk about blossoming. Sometimes it takes many attempts to succeed, but it takes a second to lose them all. Always plan well.
The serpent, if it wants to become the dragon, must eat itself.
Never let doubt guide your life's compass. As shadows fade once hope is found. The number of people who believe a thing has no bearing upon its truth.
Dining with the king, your attire, attitude, and mentality must change.
You know me better than you think, and you shall know me better yet. Once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it.
I'm not pretty. I'm not beautiful. I'm as radiant as the sun. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. Your strongest muscle and worst enemy is your mind. Train it well. An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself.
90% of everything you believe you can achieve in life you will.
You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth.
A lie can run round the world before the truth has got its boots on.
Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs.
My one regret in life is that I am not someone else.
Reason is, and ought only to be the slave of the passions.
If you only write when inspired, you may be a fairly decent poet. You'll never be a novelist.
Deeds will not be less valiant because they are unpraised.
Most men would rather deny a hard truth than face it. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. I promise you this, when I embraced my differences and stopped trying to fit in, I ended up where I belonged.
The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist.
We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. There is no fate which cannot be surmounted by scorn.
Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it.
You may tend to get cancer from the thing that makes you want to smoke so much, not from the smoking itself.
We humans are more concerned with having than with being.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. Your ultimate competition is you and within. Compete against yourself and you will always win.
Don't tie your success to anything other than what's inside you.
Never hold tightly onto the past, because it will only limit your ability to move forward. Every story I create creates me. I write to create myself. The moment when you want to quit is the moment when you need to keep pushing. When men are pure, laws are useless. When men are corrupt, laws are broken. The act of going within, finding our truth and then sharing it, it helps us far more than we know. Every man should lose a battle in his youth, so he does not lose a war when he is old. The reason I talk to myself is because I'm the only one whose answers I accept.
The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking.
The more you are interested in others, the more interesting they find you. Be interesting, be interested.
Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected.
When we cannot find the good things that we're looking for, let the good things that are looking for us find us. Keep your friends close, your enemies even closer. We are the Bibles the world is reading. We are the creeds the world is needing. We are the sermons the world is heeding.
I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious.
Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. Letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history, not a part of your destiny.
If you are not having fun, you are doing something wrong.
If you only walk on sunny days, you'll never reach your destination. The flower that blooms in adversity is the rarest and most beautiful of all. Do not sabotage your new relationship with your last relationship's poison. Be selfish with your time. A lot of people don't deserve it.
True goodness springs from a man's own heart. All men are born good.
A breeze, a forgotten summer, a smile, all can fit into a storefront window. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures. He had a look of composed dissatisfaction, as if he understood life thoroughly. Your heart is a powerful force. Use it consciously. Feel free to argue with the man with a gun. Only make sure there are no bullets in it. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to and then do it.
Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance.
Snow floated down every once in a while, but it was frail snow, like a memory fading into the distance. Without balance, a life is no longer worth the effort. Light cannot lose in a race against darkness, even if denied a head start. The desire to die was my one and only concern. To it I have sacrificed everything, even death. Things die, but they don't always stay dead. Believe me, I know.
The men of old breathed clear down to their heels. Have faith, have faith. When you have nothing else, have faith.
Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. The more we value things, the less we value ourselves. Anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning enough. People will not remember what you did for living. They will remember how you touched them with kindness and loving.
We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown.
You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Giving thanks fills you with light and joy so you can shine like the bright star you truly are.
Stay in the center, and you will be ready to move in any direction.
The most powerful relationship you will ever have is the relationship with yourself. The best thing I ever did was stop telling people what's going on in my life. Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. Real courage lies in being able to believe in yourself enough to try again tomorrow, even after a tough day.
He who pursues fame at the risk of losing his self is not a scholar. Honest is how I want to look. The truth doesn't glitter and shine.
All those who try to unveil the mysteries always have tragic lives. At the end, they are always punished. Nothing is generous. New knowledge is a valuable commodity. The more truth we have to work with, the richer we are. Being liked for the way you looked is worse than not being liked at all.
The journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination.
Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. Truth is confirmed by inspection and delay, falsehood by haste and uncertainty. Taking on too much of other people's drama is just a poor excuse for not taking ownership and control over your own life.
Most of what I say is complete truth. My edit button is broken.
He will essentially follow the language of the spectacle, for it is the only one he is familiar with. The world is wide, and I will not waste my life in friction when it could be turned into momentum.
I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality.
Very occasionally, we pay really close attention. Life doesn't suck. It is not enough to show how clever we are by showing how obscure everything is. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. A loving soul was always more beautiful over the long haul, but actual prettiness was fleeting. We are the sum total of the decisions we have made. The spirit of a man is constructed out of his choices. When you have an understanding of how things work, you will know better how to work things out. Wisdom is the oneness of mind that guides and permeates all things. The more you try to please people, the more they get control of you, and you'll end up hurting yourself.
It is man's natural sickness to believe that he possesses the truth.
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Never complain, never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses. Time has always been the greatest ally to truth, as time eventually relieves and reveals all. To live is so startling, it leaves little time for anything else.
Bloom as if you want to make the whole world beautiful.
The most wasted of days is one without laughter. Art and life are subjective. Not everybody's going to dig what I dig, but I reserve the right to dig it. Devour your fears or they will devour you. Fear is a lie, stop believing lies. A truth is what it is. A lie, a thought-out deception more brutal than a truth could ever be.
Things don't happen for no reason. They happen to teach you something.
Disinformation is duping. Misinformation is tricking. Success to me is being happy, truly fulfilled, being proud of myself, and doing different things all the time. Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything. I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy. And whatever my life had been up to that day, it was another life after that. And that is the gospel truth.
When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again.
We have no right to express an opinion until we know all of the answers.
If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. I cannot trust a man to control others who cannot control himself.
This is how the entire course of a life can be changed, by doing nothing. Life is short. Focus on what really matters most. You have to change your priorities over time. Rowing harder doesn't help if the boat is headed in the wrong direction. Never compete with someone who has nothing to lose. The only way to survive eternity is to be able to appreciate each moment.
Sing your life. Any fool can think of words that rhyme.
Success and failures are always very near to each other. Each can turn into the other very quickly. You may be disappointed if you fail, but you are doomed if you don't try. Success goes to the ones who do. Get up, show up, throw up if you have to. Do it afraid, but do it no matter. Watch for the thing that will show itself to you, because that thing, when you find it, will be your future. Speaking the truth is the main attribute of a pure-hearted person.
The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives.
The danger today is in believing there are no sick people. There is only a sick society. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. It's against the rules of humanity to believe there is nothing we can do.
If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness.
Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget that you are human. You only fail when you stop trying.
Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum.
There is no normal life, there's just life. Get on with it. If we encounter a man of rare intellect, we should ask him what books he reads. Even a blind man knows when the sun is shining. Molecules dissolve and pass away, but consciousness survives the death of the matter on which it rides. things will get easier. People's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it. People's lives take them strange places. They do strange things and, well, sometimes they can't talk about them.
Do more listening than talking. Talk more about them than about you.
Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. When you use your energy and resources to punish people, you run out of energy and resources to protect people.
I can't feel my tongue, but I know it's there because I'm talking.
In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our. When the darkness closes all around, beauty is still there just waiting to be found.
The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself. Our ability to adapt is amazing. Our ability to change isn't quite as spectacular.
We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. It is better to remain silent at the risk of being thought a fool than to talk and remove all doubt of it. You don't have the right to complain about your life if you're not willing to change it.
Stop trying to create a new you around the same old people. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Loving yourself is required for authentic relationships.
You can't just wish change. You have to live the change in order for it to become a reality. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. You only have to do a very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself.
Don't be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else.
The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize, the less I know. No one is going to figure out your life. It's your responsibility. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world.
When we're connected to others, we become better people. Success is defined in units of fun. It's all about being happy.
I never ask a man what his business is, for it never interests me. What I ask him about are his thoughts and dreams.
Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it.
Without a sense of identity, there can be no real struggle. I have never seen or heard of such a fish, but I must kill him. I am glad we do not have to try to kill the stars. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Nobody will save you, some can't even save themselves. If people make fun of you, that probably means you're doing something right. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. Never underestimate the power. You have to take your life in a new direction. Our power lies in our small daily choices, one after another, create eternal ripples of a life well lived. Being grateful does not mean that everything is necessarily good. It just means that you can accept it as a gift. Man keeps looking for a truth that fits his reality. Given our reality, the truth doesn't fit.
That as long as we are being remembered, we remain alive.
Don't change your mind just because people are offended. Change your mind if you're wrong.
Some use drugs to silence the pain. Others use them to feel the pain they silenced.
The greatest stories aren't always written. They're plucked from the everyday lives of ordinary people. I like to set my dreams high. That way, even if I only make it halfway there, it's still pretty darn good. Life is just a short period of time in which you are alive. Mixing old wine with new wine is stupidity, but mixing old wisdom with new wisdom is maturity. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever. Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and the rest will follow.
In the end, the world always wins. That's just the way of things.
Just keep moving forward and don't give a shit about what anybody thinks. Do what you have to do for you. When you do the right thing, you get the feeling of peace and serenity associated with it. Do it again and again.
When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself.
Go on with what your heart tells you, or you will lose all. When your back is to the wall, and you are facing fear head-on, the only way is forward and through it. The truth is found when men are free to pursue it. Accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your truths, and know what tools you have to fulfill your purpose. We have all been through something. It's how you create something out of it that matters. It takes no more time to see the good side of life than to see the bad. If the emotions are free, the intellect will look after itself. He must be very ignorant, for he answers every question he is asked. Never judge what you have not experienced. Every moment is a new experience. Most don't deserve your tears, and the ones that do will never make you cry.
I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. The only real battle in life is between hanging on and letting go. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite.
Don't be afraid to be afraid. Have fear, and then conquer the shit out of it.
Once you realize you deserve better, letting go will be the best decision ever.
The truth is that judgment and fear will never stop, but they don't actually do anything. Things change, and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change.
I encounter one example after another of how relative truth is.
I do not know what the heart of a rascal may be, but I know what is in the heart of an honest man. It is horrible. You will have 500 million little bells, and I shall have 500 million springs of fresh water.
Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself.
Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. All these years of thinking ending up like this, in front of all this beauty, understanding nothing. People don't like to think. If one thinks, one must reach conclusions. Conclusions are not always pleasant. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything.
And when all the wars are over, a butterfly will still be beautiful.
Be a lamp, or a lifeboat, or a ladder. Help someone's soul heal. Walk out of your house like a shepherd. Life gave me lemons, then I met you and you had vodka. Now my life is a party. Rewards and punishments are the lowest form of education. News told, rumors heard, truth implied, facts buried.
One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him.
You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Temperament is just an elite perception of who you seem to be right now, not who you will ever be.
The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven.
Avoid the inelegance of assumption, the astigmatism of disregard. Free your thoughts.
Rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him. Success awaits those who steadfastly commit to any requisite sacrifice.
The free mind, unafraid of labor, presses on to attain the good.
Pessimistic tidak, lebih daripada sikap takbur mendahului nasib.
My mission in life is not merely to survive, to thrive. A wise man gets more use from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Success will be within your reach, only when you start reaching out for it. You owe no one explanation of why you do what you do, especially those who ask not to help, to judge you.